Today's going to be for the Brits. This is Rishi Sunak. Let's see how his ideas are working out. So I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please do like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. Hey, I'm Mark, and this is my journey through tarot. Come on. So he's been in office for a while now. I think it's time to take a look at some of his ideas. Some people have criticized him for having a lot of helicopter trips. So let's ask about that, if he's abusing that privilege. The Brussels trade war and wanting to X the EU laws regarding all of that. How is that going to work out for him? Deportation appeals, apparently Xing those. And then the National Health Service funding. Is this going in the correct direction? So we'll draw cards on all of that. You said goodbye. So this is going to be Rishi Sunak. This is just a Brit special. I'm going to use this Revival Art Tarot. We used some of a second edition of these cards on the last video I did. But this will be the first edition that this studio made, Taracho Studios, and we'll see how these work out. They're a little dark, but they're very beautiful cards. I'm going to show up nice on the camera if nothing else. So Rishi Sunak, what the heck is going on with this British Prime Minister? He's been in office for a little while now, and it's maybe time for a report card. And so folks want to know, how are his ideas panning out? And the first thing I guess we're going to talk about is, has he been using the helicopter to get around? Some folks think that that has something that he's doing a lot of and he shouldn't be. But before we do too much else, let's just have a moment of meditation. Okay, so Rishi Sunak, what's going on with this helicopter? Is this something that you're abusing, these helicopter rides? I wonder why that's a sensitive subject. So Rishi and the heli, what the hell is going on with that? Okay, 3 cards. Rishi's helicopter trips, is this an abuse? 1, 2, 3. And is it somewhat insensitive to the economy? First card, Swords. So this is the Queen of Swords. So truth, justice, rules, and law. The Queen is almost in mourning here. Second card is the Hierophant. The government is right in the middle. And the last card is the Hanged Man, looking at things from another perspective. Well, this tells me that he feels like he's doing this in the interest of the government, and he has every right to get around any way he wants to, because he feels that he's the queen, the head, because he's the number 2, kind of. I mean, Parliament's really in charge, but you want to consider your monarchy, I don't know. But Queen of Swords, he's truth, justice, rules, and law. He feels very strongly about that. And looking at it from another perspective, I guess you could say if this is the most effective way for him to get from point A to point B and get the work of the government done, that's how he feels. So I think this is kind of in his head, how he feels about it. But let's draw one more card to see if the way he feels is actually valid, and if this couldn't be something that could be curtailed. Death. Yeah, this needs to be stopped. So that's interesting. So it looks like he could use a little slap in the face to say, Richie, you don't have to go by helicopter everywhere you go. Okay, the next cards we're going to talk about are the, let's see, the Brussels trade deal. So apparently the idea has been that the EU laws can be axed in this regard. I could be really wrong about this, so you guys let me know if I'm off the mark. But is he pursuing the most advantageous tact in the long run for the British people? So regarding these Brussels trade deals and axing the EU laws in that regard. Is that the best way for him to approach this? 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what the cards tell us about this. Okay. First card, British trade deals and getting rid of the EU laws. So we get the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is kind of argy-bargy. It's kind of noise. It's kind of irritating, and it's childish. And so I would guess his approach to those British or the Brussels trade wars is unnecessary noise. And I hope this speaks to the EU laws. Well, this is the Ace of Coins. This shows a lot of value, and since I happen to be talking about the EU laws right now, I would say those rules probably do have a lot of value. And again, I know nothing about what I'm talking about here. I'm just reading the cards. The 7 of Wands is kind of having one wand, one action on top that you're using to guide you around everything else that's going on there. It's interesting that what we have here is a tiger or a lion that's been stopped by this shepherd boy who's taking care of that innocent lamb. So let's see what we've got here. So we're talking about the Brussels trade war regarding those EU laws that he says he wants to eliminate from the situation. Well, it's an unnecessary noise that's just creating a lot of havoc. There does seem to be a lot of value in those EU laws, and with this 7 of Wands, that may be the one wand, the action that he has that he thinks he can use to slay that beast. Could be interesting. Let's we get on those. The next up is the deportation appeal. So apparently he has axed deportation appeals, or maybe wants to. I'm not 100% sure about that. But what about Rishi Sunak's approach on these deportation appeals? So I guess if you're going to be kicked out of the country, you can appeal that, and maybe I don't know, but maybe he's saying no. If we're going to send you away, you have to go away. There's no appeals. I guess. If I'm getting this wrong, tell me. So deportation appeals, axing those. What can the cards say about that? 3 cards. And remember, I don't know what I'm talking about here. Okay, I'm just reading the cards in answer to these questions. First card up. Well, okay, so this is the Ace of Coins. There's a lot of value in these appeals. The 8 of Wands are lots of actions coming at you at the same time. And the Ace of Cups is a great big outpouring of emotion. So, okay, this is not getting rid of these appeals is not the right way to go. There's a lot of value in those appeals with this Ace of Coins. Okay, it's obvious here. There are a lot of issues coming into this situation, and that's why it has to be dealt with with a great big another Ace helping of compassion. So no, those Xing or getting rid of those deportation appeals, not the best way to go, karmically, anyway. And then the final question, the National Health Service of funding. So apparently that, and what if that's what's going on, that seems to be something that happens in the United States too. Whenever there's, we call them entitlements, whenever there are services for the general public, those seem to be the first things that our far-right leaders want to get rid of. And is that what's going on here? The National Health Service, is he dealing with the National Health Services in the correct manner for the betterment of the public? Not saying is he doing something wrong on purpose, but is what he's doing in the betterment of the public. Okay, and then we'll do a 6-card draw on him in general. First card, Oh, justice. Stop. Interesting. Second card, secrets being revealed. And the third card is the Four of Cups, something that you don't necessarily want. Okay, so this is interesting. So regarding this, the National Health Services touching that, no. Justice is saying, hold on. Let's get a true measure of this. The second card is the Moon. Let's get all the idea, let's get all the secrets in here and sort it out. And then the third card for the Four of Cups is telling us this, you're offering something that we don't want as far as cutting back on these health services, if that's what's going on. And then the final layout that we'll do here will be Rishi Sunak. We're going to talk about, I'm trying to see what time it is. We're going to talk about Rishi Sunak in 6 cards and see if he's the guy, if what he's doing is in the best interest of the British public. Rishi Sunak, what can the cards tell us about him in regards to the job he's doing? Let's see how that goes. Okay, 6 cards, and we'll take them all at once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Rishi Sunak, what's up with you, buddy? Let's get the cards out here and see what they say. Signifier card, Rishi Sunak. Well, 4 of coins, trying to hold on to your value. Really being miserly with the public purse, it looks like. The challenge to that is this 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, this is a coffin on a rail getting ready to be carried out. So this is the end of something, the end of a cycle, and that's the challenge to being cautious with that public purse. The basis of this is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, you could almost think of her as Mother Nature, but she's the one who has the welfare of the less capable in charge. And that's the basis of this whole thing. That's how this whole thing has to be dealt with. That's what's in the best interest of those least able to take care of themselves. The past of this reading with this King of Coins is big spending in the past. Remember, this is about Rishi Sunak, and I almost get the feeling that this is what's on his mind, what we're talking about here. In the sky of this reading is what you want to aim for, is this Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands are smaller celebrations on towards something larger. So, okay. And then the final outcome is the World card, bringing everything to a complete close and the beginning, and get ready for the beginning of something else. It seems like maybe we could do 4 more cards, and I'll go back and read the whole thing over again. So, Rishi Sunak, what can the cards tell us? The very self of that question, Rishi Sunak. Well, this is a great big question of value and money, actual money. The environment that it's in is this 10 of coins is generational value, generational wealth. It seems exactly right. The hopes and the fears are, this Page of Wands, small actions. And then the final outcome, Rishi Sunak. 2 cards want to come up here. I'm going to put one there just in case this one isn't clear. Final outcome is this 5 of Cups, is having lost a lot but having something left. So this is a grieving person understanding how much they've lost, but there's something left in the cup to keep going with. I'm not going to use that final card. So to read this whole thing over, Rishi Sunak in general, and I get the idea that the first part of this has to do with his thinking. Well, he is the 4 coins holding onto that value, being very miserly with that public purse. And it's challenged by this 10 of Swords, a complete end of a cycle. Death really is referenced here. Okay, so being miserly and having to deal with some hard end of cycle realities. The basis of the whole thing then with this High Priestess is at the same time maintaining a understanding of what's best for everyone. And then the past of this is the King of Coins is apparently having been kind of freewheeling with that money. In the sky of this reading is the Four of Wands, smaller celebrations on towards something larger. And I guess that might be his goal, to kind of get some celebrations under his belt towards a betterment of everything in general. And then the final outcome here is getting to this complete end of a cycle for the beginning of something else, which you would presume would be better. And the signifier of that question is this great big Ace of Coins. It's all about money and value, and it's in the environment of generational value, getting that straightened out. The Page of Wands is that small actions are what seems to be called for here, perhaps. And then the final outcome, being this Five of Cups, is understanding that what you've lost is significant, but what you've got is enough to get up and carry on with. And that's what I see in this reading for Rishi Sunak. That's the scoop for the day. I hope you agreed with it. If you didn't, let me know in the comments and tell me what you want me to read on, cause I'll read on that.
Hey, I'm going to show you the cards now.
So this is the Revival Art Tarot by Turacho, I'm not sure, Studios. This is a deck that comes to me somehow, I think from Russia via Norway. But they're beautiful cards. They were a little pricey, and but I love to use them. They're lots of art. The guidebook that comes with them, Revival Art Guidebook, is leaves a lot to be desired. You can't really read it. It's tiny, tiny print. But on the upside, there's nothing in here that's particularly earth-shattering as far as how to use the cards for divination. So, no loss that it's a bad guidebook. However, the cards are just amazing. And the art goes right to the edge on these cards. They're really beautiful, and I love using them. And I do this to sort of mix up the cards, and to give folks who don't purchase tarot cards or look at full decks of tarot cards very often the chance to see more of what the deck looks like. Otherwise, you just kind of see the first few, only the cards that are dealt or that are turned over. So there you go. That's this Turacho Revival Art Studio deck, and I think they're beautiful, and I love using them. They're pretty cool. Well, coming back tomorrow, I'll be doing it all again, so ciao for now. You really make a big difference. Thank you.